Alright, so this is going to be kind of an interesting boss fight because, depending on what I want to do here, we actually have two options basically to approach this, like, fight. And you'll see what it's all about when I basically get to it. So, the wedding usher. Welcome to the wedding of the famed doctor. Your gauntlet looks very eye-catching. It would make a great wedding gift. Alright, so here's two things about this, like, gift the gauntlet or not. If you gift the gauntlet basically to, like, this, like, usher here, you'll get, like, a bonus that basically makes the very final boss a lot easier to basically fight. But if you basically, like, keep the gauntlet, then, it'll basically make, like, the secondary boss, before, like, the penultimate boss, basically, before the final fight, a lot easier to do. I'm not sure we made the gauntlet as good as we could here, so let's gift the gauntlet. The bride bless you, invite you to blah blah. So basically what I did here, I just made it so the bride is going to basically bless me here. And I think what it basically does is it basically gives us like increased defenses and like, immediate discourse and stuff like that. Though I can't really see it, so whatever. We're blessed by the bride. Here's the doctor. This has to be it. The machine is running at full capacity already. Oh, I missed it because it goes too fast. There's someone ahead. Dr. Frank, who's there? Who are you? Oh, I'm sorry. You must be one of Elena's guests. Thanks for being here on the happiest day of our lives. Elena, you mean the robot next to you? You're being incredibly rude, young lady. Elena's not just a robot. She's the love of my life, and the one I'm destined to be bound to for eternity. What a pathetic fool. Just but an empty shell without a soul, no match for an actual human being. I suppose our love is simply for something not fathomable by ignorant laymen like you. The profound beauty of science cannot be comprehended with infinite brains such as yours, after all. No matter, you will suffice as witnesses to our ceremony nonetheless. Come, Elena. Let us walk down the aisle toward happiness everlasting. Turn the device to complete the circuit in higher turn so that the doctor can be stopped. Alright, so, basically this is a challenge. And the idea of like this challenge is you're trying to like, connect these pipes, I think. So there we go, we connected the circuits here. Note that this takes a turn basically to do every time, so... Basically no power to this one, no power to that one. Wow, these things summon like enemies to fight you, so... That's a thing. the wrong way. Alright, so Bear's basically the first, like, you know, strike basically here. Alright, so note that basically as you do damage here, you basically like soften them up by a lot. Took a hit here. Just gonna put that there. Good damage to the spiders, that's fine. There's some more damage basically done to him. But why? Why are you still not awake? Alright, so basically it's like a free tier boss fight. That's basically the first tier where we basically like, you know, do a bit of puzzling to basically stop him. Now we're basically on to like the second tier where we basically fight Frank. And I know basically we basically had the gauntlets here, he'd be a lot easier to fight, but since I basically got rid of him, we're just gonna like, you know, have a little bit of a hard time basically resolve that. Let's do this here. We'll do this right here. And yes, Frank, the Crazed. Note that he's immune to paralyzed, frozen, taunted, knockback, and sound effects. And he's only like seems to be timid by Mr. of the Universe, which is basically his gauntlet, but whatever. Just gonna get rid of him. Let's do this. Do a bit of damage that way. Now, nobody basically like powers up like this. He's basically like, you know, going to do different things to the things around him. In this case, he's looking at a picture of his wife, and I think it's going to make him a little bit like, you know, make his like minions like stronger. So let's break him before he does that. Some more damage to Frank. He's gonna do another jump at me, so... let's do this. Oh, he's gonna try and power up his minions again. So it's basically arranged all his minions now, so they're a little bit tougher. Yep, someone dropped a bomb on me. Let's do this. Do this to him again. Let's reload. Almost have him. Down goes Frank. Alright, so here's the final boss fight, or like the final boss of this boss fight. The Mechanical Bride. Now, basically, the idea of like the Mechanical Bride, he does like lots of like effects, like fire and beams and everything else. I think that's her doing that, so we'll avoid this. A little bit closer. Alright, so the thing about her is that she has lots of, like, effects you have to sort of watch out for, like this one. The bluey, basically. Oh, I guess we can't target her with that. That's good to know. Oh, perfect. The war actually, like, is a thing here. It says I power up in water. Let them burn. Ow. Oops. That was done wrong. Oops, I stayed in the blast. Well, that hurt. Actually, let's do this. With that. So I know that basically is helpful. Let that guy burn over there. He's dropping a bomb again. Use a skill to avoid that. This is really a, a fight that really prefers melee attacks, but whatever. It's good against Bill, I guess. Or, like, Frank. Let's do this. Went a little too far there, but whatever. Do this. This might get rid of that guy, really. I wish those explosions would hurt like them as well, but whatever. Let's get rid of him. There we go. So there's the first of the dungeons basically done, of like the second day. To be forever trapped in this nightmare, chasing after love and affection, I can't help but feel sad for him. There's no one to blame but himself for his misery. He refuses to accept death as a fundamental part of his life. He chose to torture himself in his fragile fantasy he built. Actually, it feels like I can somewhat understand his actions after feeding him. I think he chose to stay in this nightmare. Preposterous! Why would anyone in their right mind willingly suffer for eternity in the abyss of nightmares? Well, the love of his life no longer exists in this world. However, there's a possibility for him to be reunited with her in the nightmare realm. So he went for it. Even if it means pain and torture with no end in sight. You know, we humans can be quite strong and determined in the name of love. At least that's what the instructor told me. What you call determination, I call foolishness. Humans will never cease to astound me in their aspect. I know that irrational affection can be a flaw, but love is what makes us human, and what makes us strong against all adversity. I guess I've worn out your patience for now. Let's keep going. Can nightmares really be a source of hope? What was that? Did you say something? Never mind. Let's hurry up. Hurry out of here. Wow. I have to admit, I basically didn't use any life in this run, so that's cool. Now here's something to note, by the way. I only got 3 of these dream fragments for this thing here. I wonder if I can basically pick them up later on, or what's gonna happen with them. So whatever. So obsession. Dr. Frank, here are the parts you requested. I haven't seen Mary for days. What happened to her? She's fired. I hope you don't let me down, or you'll be next. Of course, I'll do my best. I aim to be the most outstanding female assistant of yours. Well, looks like you don't have the chance. Why? Is there something wrong with these parts I made? They're disgusting. Doctor, please give me another chance. No, I'm going to try the new technology Duke Vlad offered. What? Oh. Oh. So, basically it's the last bit of documentation right here. Apparently it's the 4th one right here. That's the 2nd. Well, whatever. Demon Lord, Windblade, stuff like that. We got some normal enemies basically pop up. This was a Dark Butler this time around. War Sprite. We had the Queen, the Rook, and the Knight all pop out. Alright, so here's the bosses we fought this time around. So here's the Mechanical Bride. Alright, well, enough fooling around, let's get going. So I had a successful run this time around. We reach all the way floors to get quite a bit of relics. A lot of soul stars basically make use of. Let's go talk to the people, I guess. I suppose it goes to show, if you have a really good setup, you can basically make a crappy gun work to basically do stuff for you. Alright, so next time we basically do this. Stage is cleared. Basically tells me the stage is cleared, but I can do it again if I want. Now, I wonder if I basically have to do this again in order to get the other, bits of documentation in there for the story, but whatever. Hey, Stein! Do you feel like talking about Duke Vladimir today? What's it to you? Mind your own business. Well, I guess we can always bring him here and ask him about it. That would be unnecessary. I'll tell you everything. Please don't bring him here. If you have to know, I owe Duke Vlad a considerable amount of money. Aren't you some kind of genius banker? You're in debt? It was just one bad decision. A failed investment. That's all there is to it. Now that your curiosity is sated, get on my sight. I have nothing more to say to a dull girl such as you. Alright, well, that's basically Stein for you. How are you feeling today, Miss Amanda? Do you have more stories for me? Of course, darling. Machines were the only thing that Miss Elena cared about. Unlike other girls of her age, she used to spend all day in her lab doing research and experiments. Because of that, she barely had any friends. Miss Elena had always been of weak constitution. Dr. Frank was one of the on-call doctor that came to check on her one time. The two were of similar age. After getting to know each other, Dr. Frank found himself hopelessly in love with my mistress. However, Miss Elena was insistent that her future half must be an outstanding mechanic, just like herself. Dr. Frank was devastated, yet determined. I still remember the sight of him, sitting by Miss Elena's bed, with tears in his eyes, swearing to her that he would one day become the best mechanic in Abata. Despite not knowing the first thing about engineering, Dr. Frank studied day and night with such passion, starting from a few introductory books that I took from Miss Elena's study. What happened after? Elle, we should get going soon. Oh, look at the time. Sorry, Miss Amanda. Please tell me the rest of the story some other time. I'm glad you enjoyed it, dearie. Meow. Alright, so that's a little bit of interesting storytelling. Basically, he was hopelessly in love, and she's like, no, I want to have you this way. It's like, okay, I'll do it this way. You know, I just realized something. I have like less than 500 gold, so if you have like less than 500 gold at the end of like your run, you don't keep it all. So that's worth noting. I still don't understand. Why is everyone so afraid of the witches? I grew up an orphan in the local abbey. All the kids made fun of me. Told me even my parents hated me, and that's why they threw me away. I'd always been interested in the alchemical arts. Back then, you needed to be from a prominent family to enter the academy. But they were different. They didn't care if I came from a good family. They answered all my questions to the best of their knowledge. To me, they're the kindest and most gentle people in this world. You mean they were... Ouch. Stop using violence for no reason, Elle. Hey Barbara, I just remembered. We've got something to take care of. I'll talk to you next time. Of course, see you next time. You know, it's not a very nice thing you were doing, mentioning something knowing it would hurt the other person. I neither understand nor care about your concerns. It was merely a grammatical mistake I was correcting. Hey Uncle Brock, it's us again. If it weren't the bravest kiddo in her crown, I have a tale of the ocean ready for you this time. Oh, okay, so this guy tells us about the ocean, I guess. So basically, like the banker tells you about Vlad, the grandma basically tells you about Frank, the alchemist tells you, or herbalist tells you about the witches, and this guy tells you about the ocean. And we're ready to hear it. Here goes. A long time ago, there was a blacksmith who lost his wife at sea, who spent his days and nights waiting at the pier for her to return. One day, he found a fish stranded on the beach, injured and on the brink of death. Its silver scales shone bright under the blinding sun, just like the beautiful hair of his beloved wife. Although he knew nothing of the fish or the sea creature, the blacksmith decided to take the fish back and care for it till it healed. Why care for something of a different species? Why do something when it most likely won't be reciprocated? Basically returned in kind. Even when it's of a different species, I mean the blacksmith was still sympathetic toward it, right, Uncle Brock? That's right. I'm sure that's why the blacksmith fought as well. Haha. Alright, well there's the stories for this run. What can I forge? I wouldn't mind getting just to have a little bit more combat duration. I got the money for it. The arsenal dealer would be nice. Have certain weapons basically around. We got ourselves the item shop over here. Eventually I want to get that key, I guess. And of course there's the Vault of Souls over here. Chests in elite rooms will have a chance to drop an extra relic. And convert relic locks and weapon locks to gold. Let's pick this up, I think. I can start with a blue weapon, perhaps, at the start. Let's get both of these right here, I think. And we're going to basically obtain some more stuff from like this stuff here if I want to. Does this go up, I wonder? We'll check that in a bit. I could get extra blinks with the potion stuff here. You know, I've got to basically upgrade these guys at all. Basically, if I use a familiar over and over again, it's good to basically get this, I think. Don't want these like things though as a thing, right? Ooh, so note the demonic battle axe. If I basically have this, there's a chance I'm going to scorch myself. So that's basically like a, you know, a nice weapon, but it hurts. So we got a shotgun acid spewer. Apply 3 stacks of poison to enemy 1 tile away. For every 2 tiles or more. For enemies 2 tiles or more away, apply 1 stack of poisoned. Basically poison them. Oh, so look at this. So it's like sword here. If you stand still, you basically gain stacks. That's pretty cool. Trickster rifle, on hit, there's a 10% chance to target be knocked back while receiving extra damage. That's good for keeping stuff away, but I don't really need that. Here's a relic. If there are still enemies without a target in this room, increase your normal attack damage by 100%. So basically, if you attack stuff without them seeing you, that's cool. When you attack hits more than 2 targets, sounds all targets hit. All stackable poison debuffs dealt by you will now grant another stack. That's cool. So I'm looking for all this stuff here because I want to see, like, you know, stuff I want to basically add or unlock. Speedy blades. Whenever you blink, there's a 10% chance to consume no blink usage. That's not bad. Sword of a Dragon. Immune to scorch damage. 50% chance on attack to scorch targets. That's really useful. Let's get this. And here's a pistol. When defeating an enemy with a rapid fire cast, while rambles once at the target location. So I could get this stuff here, by the way. Increase elemental defense or keeps like skill level. That's what I basically lets me basically do here. I'm stacks can go up to 5. I won't mind getting these keys down here, but it's going to take a while to get to. Just going to pick those up, I think. Now let's just do some forging here. So forge aspect. Alright, so general. 20 HP every time you deal damage to at least one enemy. However, max XP is negative 8%. So that's like a vampire type of weapon right here. We also have each time you receive damage from normal attack, you have a 10% chance to do another normal attack. That's really nice. That's for the axe. And normal attack damage 100%, minus 8 10 HP for every attack dealt. Nope. Let's get this here. And let's continue forging. So we got 3 here. Each attack has a 10% chance to add 1 to the counter. Trigger extra regular normal attacks equal to the counter after that. It's basically like the sword that you hit like multiple times over and over again. That's cool. Firearm, ammo can reload every time you break an enemy, and 5% chance to summon a minion when attacking. That's cool. Let's get the sword. And why about you? Let me go up to 40. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep these shards so basically like go on, so that's fine. Alright, so that's gonna be it for this run today. It's a successful run to basically complete a stage, so hooray for that. I'll probably jump into Witchcraft of Fear basically next to start trying to show it off, but well, not Witchcraft of Fear, but you know, see now I have Rage over here. And then at some point I'll basically come back to Witchcraft of Fear and like, you know, either basically show it off again or like, you know, just show off the final fight for it, maybe we'll see. Depending on what I decide. Alright then, so. Pew pew, all the way.